Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Toys. Please do like, share, subscribe, all of those things. We're looking at issue 28 of the Transformers Fan Home Collectible Buildable Optimus Prime. Now the magazine, as always, is really interesting. It tells you lots about the movies, the cartoons, the comic books, the figures, the history behind Transformers, and it gives you a nice little bit of detail and a little bit of an insight into the rich heritage of Transformers, which of course spans over 40 years, which is a long time when you think about it. There is a lot of information there to take in, and I must admit, when I started this, I was a little bit skeptical. I didn't know how detailed the magazines were going to be, how much information was actually there, and of course the back of the magazine does double up as an assembly guide, as like an instruction manual for that particular part. But yeah, having a look at every single issue, they all seem to be pretty solid on the information. My particular highlight in the magazines is the toy line, and having a look at the toy line and sort of seeing nice images, nice clear images of all these kind of Transformer figures that some I didn't even know existed. Notice there I left the screws in the bottom of the bag, so I'm going to have to go back and get those in a minute. But yeah, some of the Transformers I didn't know existed, some I remember from my childhood, and then some of the more modern ones. They're just very cool to look at, and it's good to have like a visual guide there. Now, as I've said before with these videos, I'm just doing an issue per video, so you can see issue by issue the model come together. And this is, of course, is a fully articulated, semi-die cast, semi-plastic Optimus Prime figure. And so far I've got like a head, I've got a bit of a chest piece, I've got an absolutely huge left leg, fully completed I think. And from what I can tell, these next couple of issues are building a kind of pelvis, torso kind of area. Now I really do mark out for the mix of die-cast parts and of course plastic parts. That big kind of T-bar there in the background, that's a die-cast part. But it does give the figure a feeling of value. You know, it gives it a kind of, not an expensive feel, that's the wrong way of putting it, but basically you feel that you've got a decent model. Like I can tell just by the leg already, it feels very solid, it feels very Autobot-y, if that's a word. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying this build. Some issues are a little bit slower than others. Some I've had to speed up because they've taken so long. So it is a bit of a mixed bag. Like these particular videos I'm not speeding up because they're kind of under 5 minutes. But some of the other issues I've had to speed up the build because they've taken me absolutely ages. Now with all of these parts you get a bag of screws and nuts and bolts and stuff. All the things that you need to put together that particular piece. And some of the pieces are kind of spread out over 2 issues. So as you can see here, I've got one side of it. The bigger base plate piece was actually from a previous issue as well. But it's fun. It really is a fun build, and I feel some kind of connection to this figure more so than some others, because obviously I've put it all together from hand, from scratch. And seeing the left leg completed, I can see just how detailed and intricate and just all over cool looking it really is. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see it build up. Now you can see there just on the instruction manual, just at the underneath where I'm building, the light blue parts are the parts that you still have yet to make, and the kind of full color parts are the parts you've built. So you can see where each issue will fit into the larger model. If you have a look at the image, it will kind of show you where that particular part fits in, but that doesn't necessarily mean it connects to a previous part that you've built. Thanks very much for watching, and tune in for the next part soon.